All right, picking up where we left off. All right, picking up where we left off. So we've narrowed the guider down so that it only helps us when we need it, when we really need it, right? Now the question is, well, this is the meat of the code, right? This is the actual code here, where you have to analyze the state of the game and provide tangible help to the player, right? So now the question is, what constitutes help? Is it just camera movement, or is it also arrows? I suspect a combination of the two. Generating ideas. Open up kick. Oh, that's complicated, isn't it? Let's write down. Let's write down the actual scenarios and what the player has to do first. Okay, so player stack. So let's separate them into two main categories: player stack empty, player stack, well, let's say full, right? Which is basically non-empty. So if player stack is empty, if inventory, a million things could. Okay, hold on. So if you stake output stack is full, pick up from output stack. Else if you stake inputs stack is full, cook. Else if inventory is non-empty, again, is full. Let's just use full instead of non-empty so that it's easier for us to scan. Else if inventory is full, pick up from inventory. Inventory. Else transition to level. Okay. if there is anything in player stack, if there's any max level steak, serve horse through or restaurant. If, or rather else if, no max level steak exists, transfer items to FU steak input stack. And then if the player can't figure out the exact next step, after let's say 40 seconds, 50 seconds, the same routine, the game will go through the same routine and gets to this point, that input stack is full, cook. So this is it, right? If in the middle of guidance, player transitioned to level, cancel guide, right? Question is, are there other scenarios that we need to cancel the guide? I have an idea. Yeah, contributions. If any contribution happened, if player made any contribution during guide, cancel guide. This is very interesting. Because this is how the guide ends and how the guide is cancelled. So it's very simplistic. And I like simplistic ideas. So any contribution or transitioning to level cancels the guide, which is perfect. Okay, now we are a lot more clear. We are a lot more clear about what we're going to do. So, two states. And then there's this transition to level, right? So if the stack is empty, I have to track it from the very end, right? If your output has any stack, serve it. If doesn't, see if there's any steak in FU steak to be cooked. If not, try to see if there's anything in the inventory. If not, we have to exit and transition to level. But if I have any, depends on what I have. If I have a max level steak, I have to serve it. If it's a non-max level steak, I have to put it into input stack, which is this. Yeah. And if player don't listen to and if player found any other way to contribute, let him contribute and get out of the way. He's doing something. He's not just confused, right? And if he decided that he's not going to listen to us and is going to go to level transition, it's okay. Let him do that. Cancel the guide. Sounds like a plan. Okay, guide. What's a guide? Consists of two parts for me. First, and the most important one, is the arrow. The arrow path that we create. That basically says, move to this point. There's a question to be answered with this too, but We'll get back to it. Another question. Are we going to have camera pan or not? Because all the camera pan needs is a position and an offset, which is only in Y and Z. And the camera angle is static. Let's say it's a 45 degree. So whatever position I give it, it should add an offset in Z and Y. The camera angle is static, always 45 degree, let's say. So whenever we command camera pan, camera is positioned there, enabled, input is deactivated, camera comes in, we wait 2 seconds, camera is deactivated, pans back to the player, input is activated, right? So camera pan is just a delay. It's just a active, delay, deactive. That's it. No logic is connected to this. It's the standalone. Command comes in, it does its routine and goes out of the loop, right? The thing that remains with us is the arrow path. Question. Is arrow path going to be contribution based or distance based? I suspect it should be contribution based. Which is, again, this. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we have a plan. I think we have a plan. Now that's, as Prince would say in Prince of Persia, that's easy. Or sounds easy, right? So now, the only thing is that the structure should be very clean. But I think I've laid a good amount of foundation here. So let's do this, shall we? Hold on. Then any contribution, cancel it. So, before actually implementing any of these specific states, I have to first create the run guide, cancel guide. Run guide, cancel guide, right? And abstractly test the run and cancel guide command. If it worked perfectly, then we'll implement the exact specific states, this chain of conditions, right? That is basically backwards. And we'll connect the guide activation, deactivation system to it. But what we have to do, which is very important, is to very beautifully disconnect this I don't know how to call it, because like, guys, we had what, 2 hours of work before this, right? So I couldn't come up with the whole. I can't write a book with all the documentations, right? So a lot of these things don't have proper naming here. Okay. Let me make sure we've committed everything. We haven't. Let's commit all the changes. So if we mess anything up, okay. Pre-execution conditions, this is all main loop, trying to guide. which is basically let's leave it vague for now. Shall not run during tutorial. Yep, that's executed. This is guide. And cancel guide. And for now, I'm gonna have a, by the way, this is test. Let's just remember that. And this needs to be private again later on, but we'll fix it. Transform guide test target. For now, right? There should be a virtual camera here. Go back. Go back. Go back. Offset. I'll set it in the editor. Come on. Arrow. What was the name of it? Navmesh arrow path. Hold on. Let me just make sure that I had a note here for myself. Where is it? That's it. Oh, there's a note. Metadynamic guider. Oh, yeah, I'm logged in. So game logic interfaces with tutorial line is the logic. Okay, so tutorial line, got it. Friends with the draws, got it. See, that's what I want to make sure. I am the greatest. Line, draw, point, direct player to point. Okay, direct player to point. Test target, also vector 3, target point. Guide target point. Let's put it here so later on we can just switch that and everything will work perfectly. Guide, target, point. What are you saying? Player transform. Fine, I mean. Actually, that makes sense. That actually makes total sense, yeah. Player meta instance transform. Okay. Let me make this public. Actually, let's just add a button there. And yep, I like that. So what cancel guide does is simply stop tutorial line. Done. That's it. If we get this thing done, we are 70% of the way there. The rest is gameplay logic. All right. Now, those, hold on. I can do it again. Show camera, high priority, say 12, 0, yep, 45 angle. Let's go global here. Move this around. Okay, all right. So if this is 0, 0, 0, let's see what we want here. Find the offset. By the way, meta dimension, this is at 0, so here, let's say something like this, maybe. So say 15 minus 11. 15 minus 11. Y and Z, right? 15 minus 11. And let's have this cube over here. And this cube is let's make it bigger. This is the test object. Let's have it here. Actually, put it over here. So we have that timing system with this completely separated for now. Next step is to make them connected also. Hold on. Got deactivated by default. And let's, yeah, that's not really important. Moment of truth. So camera should pan to this plus arrows. Boom. Great. And then let's say cancel. Beautiful. Now all I need to do is that we gotta figure this thing out. What's wrong here with you? 60. 45 is too little. Let's go to 50 then. And let's zoom a bit. So 11, 5. What's up with this? Oh, this is arbitrary. What am I doing? $60 here. Let's activate it. $14 minus 10, let's say. Testing. What's wrong with camera angle? So that's Z, and that's, so it's mostly in the Z axis. Let's go with 8. Let's go with 13 here too. Test again. Yeah, not too high up. Let's go with 11. Alright, whatever. Guide. A little too high still. Maybe 9.5. Okay. Maybe also let's go to 52 here. So. Hold on. The loop should go deactivated here. So if we say guide, we have to stop the main loop. This contribution. Player contributed here. So we want to stop the guide here, right? We need a bool here, guys. Is guide active? Then there's only 2 places that this guy is used. Is guide active? True. False. The thing is, I understand that I can use this tutorial line, the existence of this tutorial line, as a condition check for whether or not the guidance is activated or not. The thing is, this tutorial line is also used in other places, like in the real tutorial. And I don't, well then that's a lie, right? If this tutorial line is going to be used anywhere else, then I can't use this as a reliable metric, as a reliable condition to know whether or not we are actually guiding the player here. And another solution would be, well, create another tutorial line. It's like, I can't, because each tutorial line is pulling a bunch of arrow objects, and I don't want to create a bunch of arrow objects unnecessarily. I'm very tight in RAM here. So Is guide active? Cancel guide. This is how we cancel the guide. I think we can put this over here and put this over here. Can remove this too. Put this over there. Make this single line. That over here. I missed something. Yep. Make this a single line too. And then here. Yeah, so we can put this guy on top of there. And here we check the status of the game. Check game state, then guide, right? And this is the guide. And then here, there are 3 guide push. And then instead of this, we remove this actually, and then simply put that over here. Beautiful. And the result of this will be a guide with a position. And this is the meat of the game. Now, what we have to do is we have to remove this guide test target. Is loop running? Let's remove that too. I want to get clean. We've tested that before. If any problem appeared, we'll create the boolean again. And we can also remove that. Bring that over here. Bool goes up, int float, then coroutine. Int float vector 3. Okay, clean, clean, clean. These are all the subscription, contribution subscription, player contributed. Can we make this a single line? Because I don't want to have extra dirtiness around here. I don't want to be crowded too much. This is much clearer. It's like in these conditions, we start and stop the loop, right? And then these are the actual stop and start loops. Let's commit the changes. Yeah, I like that. I like that song. A better name would be Guide by Game State. And this that we wrote in the beginning of the stream will go here. I don't think there is any other way but to actually use a bunch of if and else's here. You know? And it's not going to be that crazy. Maybe this... I'm sure I can use it smarter, but this is actually a good way also for readability. You know? And I'm a person that never uses nested if and else's. But in this case, I think that's how my brain is working even. You know? I can make it smarter, but like... I'm gonna make it harder to read later on. Yeah, I think we can just command cancel guide and check if we have to. Guide by game state. The thing is, as we are guiding, the loop is still running. If we cancel the loop here on guide, oh, well, yeah. Or really. But these are all the conditions that have to be made. If all of them, if any of those, or this, right? Yeah, all I had to do was to read this. So the loop is running, but we won't execute anything if the guide is running. So guide is active. Let's go. So player stack is empty, this. Player stack is full, this. Boy, oh boy. Let's get our hands dirty. Let's make sure I've committed all the changes. And it's almost 10 o'clock, so let me take a look at the task log here, mission brief. Yeah, I think we're gonna get this thing done. Send the game for player test, hit the gym, come back and check if player test result is good, so that before we move on to anything else, we know if our tutorial is breaking anything. but we have to test it ourselves too. Okay. Bunch of ifs and else's, man. Nothing else. It's not gonna be that hard now that I think about it individually. Hold on. I gotta start implementing this. Don't have a local reference manager, huh? Can't get it from that, but it's just not right. Let me just do it the right way. Hold on. No errors here. Yeah, hold on. Wait a minute. I'll be back. Ouch. Hold on. No, 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 no. That's something else. No. Hold on. No. There's a create me and load it from reference. Hold on. We haven't done this for such a long time that. Okay, I'll concede. How am I? Yeah, this. I just remember that. Therefore. What is this supposed to mean? I think I made a few mistakes. Hold on. Pick up from output stack. Well, then this trigger. We don't have trigger. This does have trigger. Well, you don't have it, right? I just have to make it public. Here we go. Else if cook input stack is full cook. Well, then that means main trigger pad transform. Double checking here. Okay. But that's if player is empty. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. We wrote this entire class today together. Commit my changes. Let me not push, cause I really don't know. Let's make this something like 12. Let's see if hard work pays off. Ouch. Ouch. Who made this game? Okay, so I come in here, and if I don't contribute, it should direct me to inventory trigger pad, like so. And if I move in here, pick a bunch of these stuff up, okay, should have cancelled. Now, after a few seconds, it should direct me to input stack. Come on. I need to investigate some stuff. Hold on. Any contribution. If main loop is not running, we return. Okay, I don't know. Hold on. Is this necessary? I put that for a reason. Hold on. I have an idea. Let me start the main loop. We'll also reset this. Put it over here. So even if contribution is being recorded, doesn't matter. We reset it after restart. So all that matters is the contribution that made. Yep. Okay. So let's see. Yeah. So, come in here, wait at 12 seconds. Let me double speed the game, by the way. Boom. Okay, I come in here, and I pick some stuff up. Done. Arrow is gone. I'll wait here a few seconds. Okay, I've got some questions. I thought we were not stopping the... Player makes some... Cancel the guide. Do we reset this? Because this checks if this is 0. Right? But this is a loop. This should set it to 0 by itself. Maybe all I have to do is to wait a little longer? I don't know. Give me 5 seconds, I'll be back. Question that we need to answer is, first of all, is the loop running? Because if the loop is running, it should overwrite this and then call this. So either the loop is not running or I didn't wait long enough. Let's see. One of the two. Yeah. Who made this stupid game? So, coming here. First loop, direction. Okay. I come in here, pick this up. Second loop, direction to input, stack. All right. Loop is not running. We've stopped the loop somewhere. Conveniently, right here. Don't need this because this handles that job. Let's go. Come on. First loop here. Direction. You're level 5, by the way. This is the last time that this will work. Okay. Next loop. Input stack. Okay. Then we got next loop. What was that? What was that? Yeah, it resets once. That's fantastic. So I put all these things here. Wait. It should tell me to go ahead and cook when this 3 turns 4. Actually, maybe 5. Great. I come in here, I do this. Now check this out, right? Okay, so I think it goes to 6, nothing happened, then goes to 7. On 7, output stack. I pick this up. 7 goes to 8, nothing happens. On 9, horse through. Boom. Easy. Come in here, place all the stuff up, and then I pause. I don't do anything. It should now still tell me, go ahead and put the rest of it in the horse stack. Horse through. Easy. I'll go ahead and do that, and then I'll wait. And it's gonna tell me go to meta transition. Beautiful. Let me come in here and wait. No loop should happen right now. Let me speed up the game. No loop, nothing. Great. This first loop goes false because which one of these false? It actually exists. It comes here. Oh, it's okay. It doesn't actually run. It starts running. That's good. That's good to know. It's good to know. So if I come here this time, I pick a bunch of them up, a little more maybe. It's gonna delay it because like the guy is doing something. Why should I force it? Fantastic. Wait. Tell them to go ahead and place that thing over there. I'll put 3 in here. This 2 will move to 3. The next time it should tell me to go cook, even though I have some stuff in my hand. Actually, maybe no. It's gonna tell me to go place this thing over here, right? Yeah. Because it matters what's in my hand. And then if I wait a little, it's gonna tell me to go ahead and cook. And if I decide, nah, I don't want to do this, and exit, loop stops, guide is cancelled. Only problem. Okay. We wrote a dynamic guider for meta, and it works and it's reliable. Now, one caveat, one edge case. What if the player has purchased worker? Just came up with a great idea. One of these conditions should be that no cooker and no waiter is purchased. We don't care about cashier and we don't care about cleaner. Okay. They have a game save. That's easy. Save key here. And they have a is purchased with RV. This get bull. I'm gonna do it manually actually. I don't want to use a for loop or anything like that and put it in inspector. I actually want to do it manually here. It's easier to read. Check this out. I'm gonna say and global. Let's just use this, right? Get bool. Game save worker dot cooker. No. Come on, join the party. Come on. Okay. So if am I using the right syntax here? Okay, so that's reward based. That's okay. That's a little bit. Okay, no worries. So, steak cooker. What else? We've got the waiter of the first restaurant. We've got waiter of the horse through. What else? Do we have anything else that matters? No. Guys, come on. We actually managed it. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna give all of this to ChatGPT and say, write a humanly readable description of what this class does, so I can add it as a comment on top of the class, just for my future self. Let's see. Meta-dynamic guider. This this is a simple helper system for meta guide for meta section. Okay, while the player is in meta, it checks every few seconds. It checks every few seconds if the player seems stuck or inactive. If the player is, well, it just seems, why not, stuck or inactive. If the player has not made any meaningful contribution recently, it looks at the current game state and points them toward the next useful action. Perfect. For example, it can guide the player to pick up quick state. Well, okay. If the player contributes by adding or removing items, the current guide is cancelled. The system only runs during meta, only within the allowed meta levels. and only when no other tutorial, level up panel, or important action is running. Or post final panel action sequence runner is running. Okay. Replace this section with the we have it here perfectly, you know. Player stack is empty. So therefore we can remove this. Exact steps are commented in guide. Or in try to guide? Or guide by game state, yep. Good. That's a good description. Wow. I'm proud of ourselves, guys. I like this code. The fact that we actually managed to include the workers? Damn. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to find a loophole. I can't. Something that needs to be exposed here, man, in this. I'm thinking of 35 seconds. I remember having that somewhere. We're confused. Yep. Dynamic meta guider. Right. And nothing happens when I'm doing tutorial, right? Nothing. Just doesn't care. Won't break anything. I can roam free. Nothing. Yeah, nothing happens. I'll do a million playtests though. This is dynamic, and so now, beautiful, just amazing. Love it, loved it. The moment that as the game developer, I was like, what is the next step? The guider came here to help me. Beautiful. And now again, you have to wait a little long though. Player's like, well, I don't know what to do. What am I supposed to do? I have no idea what to do. Oh, I'm confused. I'm such a dumb and idiot player. I don't know what to do. Oh, where should I go? What should I do? Gotta lower the timer. It's going twice. So it's actually gonna be 60 seconds. About to be ended though. Timer about to go expired. Wait. Trust the process. And trust me. See? Gotta lower the timer. But if I lower the timer, I'll get in players' throat too often early on. But if I don't, that doubling that happens. I'm just thinking, then this happens. Can't we just restart the timer? You know? When player makes any contribution, we cancel the guy. I think it's gonna work out, guys. If you just say, and as a result of this, this will get reset, right? No, it will not. As a okay, as a result of this will get reset, and so this will always be 1, right? Which is like, so what? You want to score something here? Could have been a boolean. In about 20 seconds, actually 10. Now, then I go ahead and pick this up, speed up a bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Boom. What if I don't do anything here? What happens? Let me think. Okay, nothing happens because the guide is active, right? So even if I like speed this up like crazy, nothing happens. The moment I do one thing, timer is reset. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, which is relatively half of 35. Almost. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now. Oh, I haven't doubled the speed yet. Okay. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Boom. A lot better. So there's no doubling here, right? Anytime the player makes a contribution, 35 seconds after that, roughly about now, cook. It's going to tell me to go cook. There are edge cases, but they don't matter. Or they do. We never cancel the tutorial over there. And therefore, so let's say, now it's going to tell me to go and pick up some stuff from inventory, right? What if now I introduce a new tutorial? So tutorial starts after this dynamic guider. Well, the thing is, the only scenario that this happens is this level 6, which dynamic meta guider is never even called. So it's I didn't notice that actually. Meta guider is sandwiched between the two tutorials, the restaurant tutorial and that. So technically, this wouldn't even happen. Okay, guys. That was a tremendously good session. Last night and this morning, we finished the goal of last night and today was to reduce player confusion in the game. And we divide that into two pieces. One, hook gameplay confusion, and we provided a phenomenal solution for that last night that we tested this morning, and it increased playtime by 15% or something like that, and almost no event. Player confusion level went from 85% to 10%. And I've seen the playtest video and I can attest to that. And now we have a dynamic guider that will probably reduce 60%, 50%, maybe 40%. So it's not as effective as the one we did last night, but it's probably going to reduce the confusion, but 40, 50%, something like that. Now what I have to do is play a little bit with the number, exact second. All right, do we want it to be? Right now it's 35, right? So maybe 30, right? Let's go with 30, test it, see what happens. Yeah, let's go with 30 for now. And build and test. I'm gonna test right now, test the playtime, and get some playtest videos. And hit the gym in the meantime. Come back, make a determination on what the next step is. And I might stream, I might not, but I probably will. So, take care everybody.